Pu'u Wa'awa'a is a prominent geologic feature on the western side of the island of Hawaii. Even though Pu'u Wa'awa'a's forests have been greatly altered over the past 100 years, remnants of this great botanical treasure still exist. At least 182 native vascular plant species in 69 families are known from the Pu'u Wa'awa'a region. Several species occur nowhere else in the Hawaiian Islands. Many factors have been responsible for forest degradation at Pu'u Wa'awa'a. Livestock grazing, tree clearing for pasture improvement, illegal harvesting of koa and other valuable native trees, introduction of non-native plants and animals, and wildfires. Grazing by domestic and feral livestock has severely impacted native vegetation. An early observer, Professor Koabele, noted that cattle were rapidly changing the forest in 1900. He reported that the upper part of the ranch, presumably the forest bird sanctuary area, comprises some 12,000 acres of fertile government land, covered with valuable forests, among them the famous koa. It is here where we have seen the sandalwood tree, over 18 inches in diameter. 5 years since the present leaseholder had to hew a trail to see the condition of the land, today we find a handsome open parkland, so to speak, where one can ride anywhere on horseback. I venture to say that at the expiration of the lease, 20 years hence, we will find an open pasture land very much in want of moisture. Koabele, 1900. Forest destruction occurred much as Koabele predicted, but at a slightly slower pace. This feature is a large trachyte pumice cone on the north rift zone of Hualalai shield volcano, standing at 372 meters tall and over 1.6 kilometers in diameter. It represents the oldest exposed rocks on Hualalai at around 114,000 years ago. It is also the site of the most recent significant volcanic activity of Hualalai shield volcano, where a massive earthquake swarm struck in 1929. This activity was likely caused by magmatic intrusions, which came close enough to the surface to start fires. Pu'u Wa'awa'a sits on the northwest flank of Hualalai, a large active shield volcano that reaches 8,271 feet above sea level. Hualalai is considered to be in the post-shield alkalic phase, characterized by greatly reduced eruptive rate and a solidifying of the shallow magma chamber. Without the shallow magma chamber to rest in, only large batches of magma are able to make it to the surface, and they have to make the trip from the source region to the surface quickly to avoid solidifying along the way. This means that mantle xenoliths and large crystals don't have a chance to settle out. The most recent flow occurred in 1800 to 1801, when fluid basalts erupted from a fissure on the northwest rift zone and flowed down to the shore near Kona. As the shallow magma chamber within Hualalai cools, it undergoes fractional crystallization, a process that enriches silica in the remaining melt. Around 114,000 years ago, this evolved, volatile-rich magma erupted explosively to form Pu'u Wa'awa'a. This feature is somewhat unique in Hawaii. The cone is composed of bedded pumice and obsidian blocks, which were a scarce but useful commodity for Hawaiians. Today, the cinder cone is a prominent and breathtaking feature on the landscape, with steep erosional gullies and dark green remnant forests. This area has a rich and complicated history of different ownership and land use, and is used by ranchers, hunters, researchers, hikers, and more. This fascinating area needs further research and protection.